You are watching the Armchair GM Podcast.
Hello. Welcome in to the Armchair GM Podcast. We're here to do another live stream. Ascending Horizons. Hey, Fubar, how's it going? You changed your name.
It's all fucked up beyond all recognition, I tell you that. Who is this ascending? So would that be condescending? Do we have high hopes for this game? Are we
Well, personally, I'd like to see them lose. Like the Flames,
Wow.
that is.
lose like the Flames? What does that mean?
All right. Oh, you're starting a channel, Fubar. What are you starting a channel for? Sorry, I'm just sharing in a couple more places here, and then we'll get to it. Looks like Cooley's in that, which is nice. I believe both Perek and Hunter Brustevich are both in today, which is great. Great.
What kind of travel, Fubar? Do you travel around North America, the world, Canada, US, wherever you are? What do you do for travel?
I'll get have to do just a couple more things. Luckily, the anthems are still on for some reason. They probably shouldn't ever be on, but here we are. Belize. Is that where you said you were going to go, Chris?
Yeah, I'm retiring in Belize in about 8 years. I have some good friends that bought a place there last year, and we'll be heading on down. I think I'll be going there maybe June-ish, July, to check out our new place. I'm pretty excited about it. I'll report back to you and let you know what I thought. Where are you located? Are you in Vulcan? Oh, friggin' A, buddy, that's awesome. Wait a minute. If you're in Vulcan, are you the what no way guy?
I like that guy. I didn't know he was in Belize.
Is it currently in Vulcan? No, the what no way guy is in Vulcan. I do believe. Sean something. I can't remember what his last name is.
Yeah, he's a good follow for sure.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. Whereabouts in Belize are you going? This is all pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this, actually. Degada. There you go. Now I gotta find that on the map. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Degada.
Can't.
So I'll be moving to Punta Consejo,
Cool.
which is essentially the first spot south of Chetumal, Mexico.
Here we go. Puck drop here shortly.
The game is going to start. How many more games do we have left? Hold on, let me check.
I'm not sure. I want to say like 17 or something like that.
$17. We are.
All right. They're starting Joel Hofer, it looks like, which is probably good for us because Binnington's awful unless he's playing for Canada, and then he's like okay, but people think he's great. Cooley's had a bit of a rocky last couple of games, after being absolutely lights out for the first like 3/4 of the season. The last couple games have been like 10 goals against average, something like that.
Yeah, he's had a rocky couple of games, but I mean, on average, if you take his whole body of work this season, it's been pretty remarkable. His story.
Yeah, for sure.
You couldn't ask for anything more from your backup, or what started out to be potentially 1B, but turned into the backup for sure. But he's been phenomenal. He's done everything you can ask of any backup,
especially considering how quite frankly awful he was for the last half of last year, and for the Wranglers, and then for the in training camp he was like, they were looking for other goalies. That's where they went and signed Prosvetov, right? And thought they were going to give him a shot, but Cooley won the job, and thank goodness he did, because even though it would be nice to be a little bit more locked into that second highest lottery odds, it's also nice to see some good performances from players here and there.
If we had a true backup goalie, we would be much closer to that bottom seed. But Cooley went around and fucked it for us. Thanks.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, I honestly, given his, like you said, the last half of his season with the Wranglers was abysmal at best, and then his performance in the training camp was not much better, and then the fact that he made the team out of camp, and there's like, all right, I guess we're gonna go do that, and then he just, for whatever reason, just a switch turned, and he became lights out. Especially for the first 3 months, he was unreal. While Wolf was, struggling to start the season, we'll say, right? He wasn't good to start, the first 3 months of the season, and Cooley kept us in a spot to be competitive and just kind of wowed the fan base, right? He, solidified a spot on the roster, and made it where Huska had to force him out of the lineup, or out of the game, because he was just that good. It was great. It's great to see.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How have you liked the new guys so far? The Mata and Olofsson and Strome.
Strome has been great. I have zero complaints about his game. Mata is a terrible defender. He can go away at any point, and I'd be fine with that. And then, geez, look at that. Just Zari all of a sudden. He's like, you know what? We only have 15 games left. I might as well turn it up now. That'd be.
Yeah, so I guess I'm like 5 seconds behind you. That nice goal though. And so here's the thing about Zary that I've noticed that he hasn't been doing this year that he just did.
Drive the net.
Right? He passes the puck off and then drives the net here. And nice play. Like that was almost, I'd say that entire play was like 95% Zary, right? And that's the type of thing that we saw from him a couple years ago that we really liked, and
Yeah.
haven't really seen much of it since he's been injured last year, right?
Well,
But
and
also
as,
great by Strome, like we were just talking about Strome there.
yeah,
Great by Strome to see what was going on, and yeah,
yeah. I was just going to say that I'll defend Zari a little bit. I mean, his game has been not good this year, but I'll defend him a little bit in the fact that we finally have somebody on the team that will recognize that type of play and act appropriately instead of trying to dance around and try and set something up back to the point or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
Not that he was right at the net, but at least you could tell that he was moving that direction. And so you got to get him the puck and give him the chance.
yeah. And Strome just he gave him just enough room there, just enough time to create for Zary to create his own opportunity there, which was really good.
Yeah.
So Fubar is saying, do you guys think with Ryan Strome, perhaps Huberdeau will be good next year, being that they are from the same draft and play the same style? I'm hesitant, just knowing how this hip surgery goes. Like it's taken John Klingberg like 4 years or something like that to become good again. It's Patrick Kane is, people say he's really good, but he's like a shell of who he used to be. And
Didn't look
yeah,
like it the other night.
Huberdeau was on the downswing already. Like I'm really hesitant to expect much from Huberdeau next year at all.
I mean, we haven't really expected much from Huberdeau in the last 3, but
Yeah,
I think Strome is at an age where he'll have spurts of really good games. He'll have games where he's fallen behind or can't keep up. And he's a very smart hockey player. He sees the ice very well, but the game is pretty quick now. So I don't, and I'm not trying to rag on Strome at all. Like he's been a really good professional. He's a really good player. But I mean, when you get to your mid to past mid 30s, things start to slow down for you, and it's the unfortunate reality of it. And as far as Huberdeau goes, it is what it is. Like I'm not. I don't expect much from him if he has. Was it last year? He had a really good season by playing a completely different game than what he's played his entire career, and it worked for him. And then he got away from it this year. Obviously, then we find out that he's been injured for most of it, so it's understandable slightly. I don't know. I think, unfortunately, we're at the point where Huberdeau is just going to be contract at this point, and is what it is. If we can get 40 to 50 points out of Huberdeau now moving forward, we'll just call that what it is. My opinion, obviously.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's an off chance, and I hate to be that guy because I'd like to see him come back and be a good player, obviously, but just where his career was trending before he went and had this surgery that literally like consistently ruins people's careers. I just don't see him coming back and being that good.
Right.
If he comes back at all, I kind of feel like that'll be a miracle in itself.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's I think he'll come back and be, like I said, a reasonable 50 point guy.
Yeah. Chris, your camera's doing that thing again where it just freezes. Like I can hear you just fine, but you haven't moved. And I don't know if it's just a me thing, but
I'm just trying to stay really still.
okay.
No, that's not the case. I'll seems to be good after I exit and come back. Seems weird.
What do you guys think of the tidy work by Connor? I talk about a master class of collecting picks. Yeah, I was. I mean, anyone who watches this show will know that I was shocked in the first place that Conroy made some proactive moves for getting rid of contracts that aren't expiring even anytime soon, really, and gathering draft picks and prospects for it. So I was extremely happy. I like there's not much else to say about that. Like I'm happy and surprised and really excited to see what happens. Like I don't think they can use all of those picks. I would be floored if they use all those second round picks and don't use any of them to trade up or even trade into the future or upgrade prospect quality of a prospect they have or something like that. But I kind of feel like they're kind of targeting the Ruck twins. And one of them's supposed to be 20th ish overall, and the other one's supposed to be in the early second round. So that's kind of the Vegas pick and then the 3 second round picks. Hopefully, to me, that just kind of reads that they're targeting the Ruck twins who play with Andrew Basha, I think. Is it Andrew Basha they play with in Medicine Hat? I believe so.
That might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like on a line with Basha.
Yeah. It should be cool, right? I think that's a pretty good plan. I think if they can pull it off. I don't see that there'd be any players in those positions that would be better. And I think bringing in brothers like that might be pretty neat. Be a good story.
It'll be a good story. Anyways, you know me, I'm not super high on trying to get the story. Like,
yeah.
I'd rather get quality players than have a good story, but having like both of those are quality players. So it's not as long as they're not reaching, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you end up with a good story with quality players. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wanted to rewind there and talk about Mata a little bit. I'm curious what you think of this. So obviously not as physical, but I heard this really good comp, like a comparison somebody was talking about for Mata and less physical Zadorov because he's all over the place. He has no idea where he's at half the time. He tries really hard. And he likes to be rushing up on offense and circling around the back of the net. But when he's in position defensively, he also does a pretty decent job of defending. It's just a matter of him being. So he's kind of like a rover.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you are right. He is freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's not good at the offense, in my opinion, and he's not good at defense. He definitely doesn't know where he needs to be on the ice, which is bizarre. I mean, he's a positional player. It's not like it's not like he's a right wing / left wing, or you know what I mean, or a center / winger. Like, you're a fucking defender, dude. Like, know your role.
Yeah, and it's one thing if you're like a Quinn Hughes style defender and you can get back and get there or whatever, but
yeah,
I kind of agree with that. I also with Olofsson, I haven't been that impressed. Honestly, like if he sits every game for the rest of the season, I'd be happy. He won't, but that's fine with me. I understand why we took him for the money and all that. But he's just going to leave, I think, at the end of the season, go to free agency. And Strome, like, I think there's an off chance that they like trade Coleman and something like that, or somebody like that, and then like kind of give Strome 1-year deals after kind of like how obviously not a good comp play wise or like quality wise, but like kind of how Joe Thornton did at the end of his career, where he just signed a 1-year deal for a while and then he got traded and then started signing 1-year deals and after that too. I kind of feel like that's what Flames might do with Strome and Backlund, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that for Backlund for sure. If it comes down to it though, like would you rather do that same scenario with Coleman? Do you think he would be receptive to something like that? I suppose it all depends on him. I think he would hold all the cards in that scenario. But I mean, if I had to flip a coin or if I had to choose between Strom and Coleman, which I don't think there's much of a choice there, to be honest, as far as value wise and player wise and leadership wise and just all around player wise, it's got to be Coleman.
I
But
would much rather have Coleman, but I mean, there was rumors of getting first round picks for Coleman, and we traded a seventh for Strom, right? So if we,
right,
value wise, Coleman's obviously the better player, has more pedigree when it comes to being a winner and all that type of stuff. Also, I think he might be like one of the top 3 free agent signings the Flames have ever done in their entire existence.
I mean, especially given the time, right? He just came off a cup, right? Didn't he came off the cup with the Lightning? I think so. Anyways, Coleman has been an integral piece to this team for since he got here. Like he's been a really good player since the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the time, I mean, I knew of him. I didn't really know of him. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize how important he was to a team. I didn't understand that because I'd only seen him play a handful of games, maybe 4 or 5 games a season. And so it was like, yeah, he's always good and, back and forth. He's good defensively, good all in that. But just all around, on and off the ice, he's a hell of a team guy. And no matter what happens, I suspect he would be potentially one of those guys that they package with maybe with one of those seconds to really move up in the first round or who knows, right? But I feel like he may be one of the guys that goes like um like you were saying there that he may get packaged up at the draft or moved at the draft or at least the off season. I think he's one of those guys that will garner that reward and be good.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I see him being traded to move up in the draft because anyone who's higher in the draft than us or even higher in the draft than Vegas wouldn't be looking for a Coleman, right? Like
Yeah,
not
fair.
like they'd be rebuilding or something like rebuilding as well, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening, but I could see him being moved for some assets that you could then flip to move up or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, we're not following your OnlyFans, okay?
Welcome in, Matt.
Hey, Maddie.
I'm happy to see you made it this time.
Yeah, on time.
So yeah, I'm not as down on Mata as you are. Like I was not super pumped that we got him because I wasn't a big fan at all before we got him, but he's been better than I expected he was going to be, honestly. He is kind of an adventure, but I find one thing that improves when it comes to the Flames right now is entertainment value, which we've had very little of all season, and Mata's play adds a little bit of what the fuck's going on here,
Yeah, it's more that. I wouldn't call that entertaining at all. I mean, obviously, if the Flames could score goals, that might be entertaining. But alas, here we are. They're not good at that this season or the last few seasons. It's been I don't know. I still don't like even when we traded and picked him up in that Uyghur trade. It made no sense to me other than the fact they had to open up a spot. I get it on that aspect of it, but I'm just not a fan.
That's fair. Yeah, and I don't think he's like a long-term piece for us or anything like that, but he's a fine
No.
placeholder on this rebuilding team right now. Matt saying if Coleman was keen, I'd be happy to keep him around and give him another contract. You need some good vets around, and he's a good one. I agree with that. Like, I was practically begging the team to trade him at the trade deadline, but that's before I knew Kadri was going to be traded and Uyghur was going to be traded, right? I thought that Coleman was the only one that was a realistic trade target, and I was clearly wrong because he was the one that didn't get traded. And I don't think it would be a bad thing to keep him around. Like, I mean, go back, watch the show the day that we signed him. I was so happy because I've liked Coleman since his New Jersey days, right? Like, I'd love to see him stick around. You know, a lot of people don't really like the idea of having a third line captain or whatever, but like, if Bax retires in the next couple of years and Coleman's still around, I could easily get on board with giving Coleman the C.
I mean, given the team as it sits now, he would be the only recipient of it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, Mickey, I don't know if you're still here or not, but thanks for popping in. Feel free to come back later and read your stuff.
How's the weather in Australia? Yeah, he's here. He's got a hell of a comment. Look at that.
Yeah. Husky needs to start Olli Määttä in goal for the rest of the games. Gary Bettman would lose it, but fuck Gary Bettman.
Yeah. Agreed. The only problem is he would be like Mike Smith. He can't stay in the net. He'd be in the corners. Like, he'd be playing outside of the trapezoid and fuck himself and take penalties, and you're like, holy shit, Olli Määttä is skating up the ice with goalie pads. He's on a breakaway. If he could stay in one spot for more than a minute, he could maybe pull that off. But
yeah,
I mean, granted, it's not like Dustin Wolf stays in the net. I wish he would stay in the net more. They keep talking about it on the commentary about how good he is at handling the puck, and I'm just like, oh, that's what they used to say about Mike Smith.
See, that's a common misconception. Just handling the puck a lot does not mean that you're good at handling the puck. It means you do it a lot.
You do it a lot, yeah.
Yeah. However, I think Wolf is far better at handling the puck without fucking up than Markstrom or Smith. And he does it less. Right. He still does it. You know, he still fucks up every once in a while, but it's not like every game.
Yeah, it's not as glaring for sure, but it still stresses me out.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if we're in the standings where potentially we'll be in a couple of years and he's still doing that shit and I'm so stressed out about it, then it'll be a problem. As it is right now, not as much.
Yeah. Our play chat pretty awful.
It's been awful for a decade, dude. Everybody in the chat, I want to know. I saw this post online. I can't remember if it was yesterday or earlier today, and I'm just wondering what everybody's opinion is here. If you were to give Coronado a grade for this season, what would it be?
Yeah, for me, it would. I think I put D or D- on that. I can't remember. Like, he's not been good. He's had lots of games with lots of shots. But other than that, like, he hasn't been able to score. He's been really snake bitten, and his defensive play has fallen off a cliff since last season. Like, you still see the odd good defensive play, but like, his defensive play last year led to his scoring. Like he created his scoring opportunities last season, or at least quite a few of them by transitioning the puck after making a good defensive read, and he hasn't been doing that so much this year. So I'm interested to see if he gets back, if it's just a sophomore slump. Like I'm not overly worried about it. Like I also never really thought Coronado was going to be like a first line winger or anything like that. I think he's more of a complementary second line scorer type of guy in his prime. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You need guys like that too. But
agreed. Attaboy Pospisil. I gave the same score as Matt did at the C- for him. It's been a real struggle. I mean, last year it was a real struggle until he got sent down and then got called back up and forced Huska's hand to keep him because he just lit it up and really showed what he was potentially. That's offside. To show what he was potentially made of, and he took the ball and ran with it. It was fantastic. The this year, God, he's just Bambi on ice. Like he just can't. He's a net minus most times when he's on the ice.
Yeah,
and that's not a good that's not a good way.
No, and he wasn't like that last year. Yeah, that's 100% offside.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be a quick one.
Yeah. Hey, dude, if you don't want to watch, don't watch. You feel free to fuck off. I don't give a fuck.
Fine, give him the goal. Let's give Twitter something to talk about as far as. Oh yeah, that's offside by 5 inches.
Yeah, that's
very something to talk about for the next 3 days. Give him the goal. Give him the goal.
That would be his second goal in over a year. He had one a few games ago, and that was his first goal in a year.
To be popping off.
Yeah.
Why is it taking them so long to review this? No goal. No goddamn goal. Refs screwing us again.
Nice finish though.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm glad they took their time and made the correct call. I'm glad they reviewed it and reviewed it and reviewed it.
Mm-hmm. Oops, that's the wrong one. I feel Coronado has spent too much time around Sharky.
Ouch.
I don't even know about that. Like, he hasn't. Like, I don't think Sharangovich has been scoring as much as he should, obviously. But I think his overall play and give a fuck meter has been far better than like maybe for the last like month and a half, 2 months than it has been for his entire career. So I'm not sure if I'm completely on board with that, but I see what you mean. Yeah, both of those guys, the puck seems to have a magnet. Have a magnet to the crossbar because those guys keep hitting crossbars like constantly. Both of those guys.
Yeah, Sharangovich has turned a switch on his give a fuck meter for sure, and it's been really refreshing to see. He's been great in all three zones, and by great I mean he leveled up in all three zones considerably. He's been putting forth a lot of effort, and that's really all we can ask for from any of these players at this time. And that being said, Coronado's effort is still there, but much like Mangiapane, right? It was always effort. He just wasn't good enough. So it was like effort means nothing. if you can't produce anything with that effort, then the effort is wasted. Or at least Sharon Govich can be a net positive when he's got the puck, because he has the ability to set plays up this year, which is something that he didn't have in years past or even at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
He's looked good playing with certain players, and honestly, I would give Sharon Govich a B for this season.
Yeah, well, I think my thing with Sharon Govich is that he goes through periods where he floats. And I don't think I've ever seen Coronado float ever. Yeah, like you were saying, his effort level is always tip top, but he just isn't getting the puck luck and might not have as much skill as we thought he had. But Sharon Govich has the skill, but sometimes lacks the effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
Farabee is trying every night too, and that's totally true. Farabee reminds me a whole hell of a lot of Coleman. I know Chris isn't a huge fan of that comp, but always trying. He's always in the fabric of the game. But I find the difference between him and Coleman is there making those plays on time, whereas Farabee is trying really hard, but he's a step behind on a lot of the plays.
Yeah, I agree that he's not there on time. As far as comparison between the two, the only thing I'll say is most of what Coleman does is on purpose, where Farabee appears to be by accident. But that's one man's opinion. I do appreciate his effort. He's always fighting and working for the puck. So I'll give him that for sure. And then he's another one of those guys where you see him just, he's all over the place. He's not creating much. And then like by third period, I'm going like, holy fuck, Farabee, just piss off, get off the ice, and boom, he scores. It's just like, fuck's sake. Like he does that all the time to me. So there he goes, just useless as all can be, and boom, puck's in the net. It's like, I don't know how he does it. He's just, he looks like he shouldn't have had any points this year, in my opinion. And, here he is in the top 5 of the team. I just, no, not that it's saying all that much because of our lack of scoring, but still, but he just has this ability to put the puck in the net while looking very coordinated doing it. It's really bizarre to watch. It's funny to me.
100%. I think Coronado and Gradin are starting to build some chemistry. I think he'll bounce back to 25, 30 goals next season. I think him being like a 25 goal guy, that kind of lends itself to what I was saying, right? Like, I think if you're a 25 goal guy, you're a perfectly good second line complementary winger, and that's perfect. I kind of see him being like 22 to 30 every year, most years. Maybe not this year, but most years.
Right.
Oh wow, Cooley, what a save!
Yeah, that was impressive, and just the way he fought his way to get back into the net, because he was way the fuck out there.
Yeah. And as far as Gradin is concerned, I just want to see him play with the same players for a little while. The same with Zary. We'll probably get into that later too. But like his pass to Frost last game was amazing, and there's been a few people who are just noticing Gradin who aren't in the Flame sphere, or at least not in the Flame sphere very often, who are giving him lots of props lately. Like I was watching the Hockey Guy. He was doing like a list of his favorite players, his current favorite players from all the teams, and Gradin was his favorite player on Calgary. Which isn't surprising at all, because like if for people who actually watch the game, because he's one of the only exciting players we have, right?
He really is exciting to watch. Like, he really is. Like, he
got the
brings a
skill. Once he
lot
puts
to the
it all
team.
together,
He's, to me, he's the excitement that. Nice. Look at that. Fuck's sake, Sharky. Look at that. Been playing with Sharky too much. Come on. You see that goal? God damn. For that release.
Zary having a
That's the
fucking good
release.
game too. That's 2 points for Zary.
That's the release that Coronado had last year, right?
Yeah,
just-
you didn't even
like
see
zero
the
effort.
puck come off his stick last year. It was just in the back of the net.
Like, just zero effort on a snap. Like, that's great. I fucking love that. Watch the replay on the shot.
Yeah, just on and off, right in. Nice
Yeah.
shot too.
What's going on here now?
Zary just bobbled the fuck out of that puck.
Yeah.
That could have been a high stick.
Fuck, what do we? I don't have the sound on, so I can't even tell. I just see that it's a coach's challenge.
Yeah, I think it's probably they'll probably wave that off.
That's not a high stick, though.
Zary put that above his head for sure.
I don't think that was above his head. We need to see when they were going on this level.
Above his shoulders, sorry.
Yeah, I guess there's around visor mark. We'll see. They'll probably watch this for 20 minutes before they make a decision, or this will be a quick one.
What are your thoughts on the
Yeah.
signing of Tyson Gross? Honestly, I've heard good things about the player from a couple of people I know that watch college hockey. But I know he's a Calgary guy. He's from Calgary. He plays college hockey. He's a center, a relatively big center. That's pretty much all I know about him, to be honest. But we had the contract space. Might as well give the guy a shot. I have no problem trying out younger centers on this team at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as the Calgary thing doesn't become the thing, you know what I mean? Fuck's sake.
No goal?
No goal. Yeah. Just no luck for the Flames. I mean, the offside was clear. That one, yeah, it was probably 3 inches above his shoulders, but
it kind of sucks that, like, I understand why they're not allowed to do that, but to me, what Zary did there is a skill play.
right.
Like, that's very skilled of him to do that. You know what I mean?
So, can you tell me why they're not allowed to do that?
Well, same reason that there's a high sticking penalty. Like, they're just putting your stick up there, swatting at pucks is dangerous.
There's no penalty for waving your stick up in the air. There's only a penalty for hitting somebody with it.
Ooh.
You can skate around with your arms in the air with your stick, and that's not an issue.
Yeah, but if you're swatting at the puck, I mean, it's not a penalty, obviously. You're just getting you can't pass the puck off of that. You have to knock it down to yourself and then pass it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
there's some weird rules like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know the rule. It's just but I've heard people are like, well, it's because of high sticking. They want to cut down on infractions to the face. Well, I mean, it doesn't, because it has nothing to do with that scenario. Obviously, if you hit somebody with your stick, that makes sense. You got to call it, but you can skate around with your stick waving in the air over your head all you want, and it's not an issue. But as soon as you touch the puck, it becomes an issue, which I think is weird. That being said, as the rule is, that was definitely
That's Sean Avery,
right? Yeah, I mean, he should have just been
that was
punched in the teeth for that.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, as the rule is today, that is definitely the right call.
Welcome in, Tevin. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah. Wah, wah.
one
First
nothing.
comment.
Could be 3-0, but it's 1-0. Now, honestly,
Yeah.
it's probably good for us because
Yeah.
gives
Yeah,
more
we don't
chance.
want to take a monster lead in the first, right? When we're trying to keep a good standing. Was that puck out of the trapezoid? Yeah, maybe not. It's close. I think Zary should have ran him over, but
That's another thing that I'm not so sure about. Another one of those rules. I don't. Yes, that was out of the trapezoid, 100%. Why is the trapezoid thing like? I get it. Back in the day, guys didn't know how to deal with Brodeur or whatever, but like the game has changed. Guys are used to the goalies playing the puck now. Like a goalie going outside of the trapezoid is only hurting that goalie. It's like it's giving the other team a chance to score more than anything else. Like I don't. I think that's a dumb
they
rule.
they brought it in to protect the goalie. That's why they did it.
To protect the goalie, I thought they
Yeah.
wanted Brodeur to stop roaming like that, and because he was basically like a third defenseman out there, and he was like the first one to really start doing that a lot, right?
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Brodeur can skate up the ice, and no, it's because like along the boards in the corners is a dangerous spot for goalies.
Yeah.
But that should have been a penalty. So why wasn't that called? Yeah.
So how are we feeling about Vegas being lost in the desert with Anderson?
I think it's great. I think it's great.
Great for us, right? If Vegas can somehow, like I don't think they're going to, but if they can somehow fall out of the playoff race here and we can get a second, because we have their unprotected first round pick this year from the Hanifin trade. So if they can fall out and get a lottery, like we can just get another lottery ticket, right? Don't mind that at all.
Nope.
I'm not surprised that Anderson isn't doing well there. Anderson hasn't been great with change throughout his career. And honestly, like I never thought they were going to re-sign him anyways. And I still don't think that, but it seems way less of a possibility now. To me, anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, like putting him and Hanifin together again, like that worked for a week, and then Calgary kept trying it for a year. Like it's not a good pair. Stop it. Stop that.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't a good pair here. They're not a good pair there. It would be something really drastic would have to happen to have them drop out of the playoffs, right? Because they're 5 points ahead of wild card 2. So I mean, it would have to be pretty extreme, which I don't think it's going to happen with only 15 games left.
Yeah, like it's very, very doubtful, but there's also a chance, right? They haven't been great lately. They won their last game, I think, pretty handily, but before then, I think they went on like a few game losing streak there, and everyone else around them was winning. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. You never know. I'm not going to hold my breath on it, but
yeah, I mean, I'll call it. You heard it here first. Is that what they say? Yeah, I mean, just given the conversation that took place at the end of the season last year, his presser at the end of the year on Locker Day and all that, like the writing was on the wall. It was clear that there was going to be a big gap between what the Flames are willing to offer and what Anderson wanted. I think he's probably in for a bit of a shock when it's going to come to free agency this year, because I don't think he's going to get what he believes he's worth. He was a great defender until got hit by that car in Detroit, and ever since then his game kind of went to shit. Even though he did have a pretty reasonable season this year, he was probably the best defender for the Flames for this season. But that doesn't erase 3 years worth of shit. So I think, given the circumstance, I think we got a really good return for the situation, and like I said, I only cheer for the logo on the or the crest on the front, not the nameplate on the back. So I moved on the day of the trade, and I will not look back. I think Conroy did a really good job on that one, given the circumstance and being able to pull it off. A few weeks or a couple of weeks before the deadline too, which was great.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I like the trade the day it was made. But again, I think a lot of people didn't like the trade because they thought Vegas was going to be able to re-sign him. And I never really cared about that. We got a first round pick. We got a prospect. We got like who cares? We got what we got from him, and it was good. It's not a big deal to me. Yeah. So I want to talk about this real quick. We're
Fuck's sake, man! God damn it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this for a minute because I was reading earlier today that at the GM meetings, there was a couple GMs that like went hard at Gary Bettman and player safety for not taking headshots specifically serious enough. And I agree with that to a point. What really cracked me up about it is that one of those GMs was Pat Verbeek, who traded for Trouba and Gudas. So, like, what side of this are you on, man?
Right. Right. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Trouba, in my opinion, Trouba more so. Well, I mean, they both have history.
Yeah,
and obviously, I'm going to be pissed at Gudas for the Olympic, so I'm taking out Crosby. So I'm pissed on that. And yeah, that knee on knee with Matthews was pretty egregious and all that stuff. But I don't know, man.
he's
I
banged
think
goalies, he's injured goalies. He's like, they're both of those guys. Trouba, I'll always remember this because they always talk about intent. Was the intent there? And there was one play when Trouba still played for the Rangers. He was the captain. I can't remember who it was against, but I think it was against Montreal. He went to target the head. You could tell he went to target the head, but the guy ducked. But his elbow went over the guy's head, and then he fell because he missed. But he jumped and went to elbow a guy in the head. And that play got replayed for days and days and days afterwards. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, if they actually cared about intent, that guy should be suspended, even though he didn't hit the guy, because that was the most clear intent thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you can't just penalize or suspend somebody on intent only. There has to be an actual infraction too, right?
Yeah, because you would have a hard time proving it, even when it's obvious to the eye. You'd have a hard time proving it, right?
Yeah, but like, proving it or not, there has to be an actual action. There has to be an offense. Like you can't just charge somebody because they thought about robbing the bank. You have to allow them to rob the bank, and then you can charge them with it, right? Like you can't just you can't suspend somebody based on intent only. You use intent as a means to elevate the repercussion. That's it. Like, you can't. So I cannot get on board with that at all.
So
That being said,
and I'm not saying I'm on board with that either. What I'm saying is they talk about intent a lot. And if they
Right.
did what they said they wanted to do, then Truba should have been suspended. I'm not saying Truba should have been suspended for that.
Did he hit the guy in the head?
No.
Then what's he going to be suspended for?
Again,
Intending
we talk
to
about
hit some-
intent constantly. It's
No, I know, but the intent, they talk about the intent to elevate the suspension. You can't add 10 games to nothing when there was
no,
zero.
I know. I'm
I
not
get
saying bad. Again, I think we're missing each other's points here. But
I honestly think it all comes down to it. Like, clearly the NHL and the PA are not going to police what's happening there.
Yeah.
And but they also won't allow the players to police it. Right? So it's out of hand.
Yeah.
The PA and the NHL have lost control of the situation. At least if you had players on the team that would deal with it, then there would at least be a repercussion and some thought about it at the time. Nobody gives a fuck about a $5,000 fine to a player, or he got a game so he lost out on 50 grand. Like, nobody cares. Player doesn't care. Nobody gives a shit.
But to me, one of the problems
it's
is
stupid.
with what you're saying there is that guys like Trouba and Gudas are the ones throwing the dirty elbows and the knee-on knee hits. They're also the guys who are there to police that, right?
Right.
So, what side are they going to be on, right? Like
see, that's the issue. Is there's only like 5 teams in the NHL right now that have somebody that could potentially combat that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about, right? Is the teams don't have the players to police it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple out there that are, they're okay at it, but there's no heavyweights in the NHL anymore. There's no.
Like Reeves is the only one that's still there, but he can't skate fast enough to get.
He's irrelevant. He's absolutely irrelevant in the game of hockey.
Yeah,
he always has been. But I mean, but even now, like he tries to get people to fight him, and they just skate away from him. They're like, "Fuck off! Like, who are you? Beat it."
Yeah.
But that's because players know that there is no repercussion anymore. There is none.
Yeah.
Player safety may or may not slap you on the wrist. So nobody gives a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's no code anymore. There's nobody on the ice to enforce that anymore. And if they are on the ice to enforce it, they're irrelevant. They play 3 minutes a game. They get into every, 1 out of every 3 games. So nobody gives a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you want enforcers back in, right?
It's not necessarily that I want enforcers back in. I just want somebody needs to take control. And the NHL and PA are clearly not going to. So let the players do it.
The fact the PA is backing Gudas instead of Matthews is fucking hilarious to me. It's classic, right? Like that's what they do, right? They're there to protect the players, but they're protecting the guy who did the dirty play instead of protecting the guy who is out for fucking the rest of the year.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's
5 games, didn't he? Did he get 5 games?
Yeah, he got 5 games.
Yeah.
As a repeat offender who constantly, they say it's been 7 years since he's been suspended, but it has not been 7 years since he's had a dirty play where everybody's up in arms about it.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's my issue. Is most of what you see nowadays, as far as people getting up in arms, is interpretive. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
what's dirty to some is not dirty to others, and intent and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. Is
There's too much.
even
gray
like you and
area.
you and I cheer for the same team, and you and I argue about plays and hits and stuff like that all the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with you and I, it's an era thing, and you have way more empathy than I do, so that makes it easy for you to side with the person getting injured more so than I would. But I think that's the issue, right? Is
I'm rarely siding
yes,
with the player getting injured. I'm siding with I want players, not that specific player, but like players in general to be playing, like instead of having to
Sure.
like yes, we need hits in the game, obviously. I'm not saying get rid of hits, and I'm just saying um there needs to be more repercussion from the league when it comes to guys like Gudis who like consistently are dirty players.
Well, you see, that's what I'm saying. You can't say that. He hasn't had a suspendable infraction in 7 years.
He hasn't. He's had suspendable ones, but
Has he though?
again, then he goes in the
If-
playoffs and does even
if-
worse things, and the playoff rules change, and then they
Right.
can do
But
whatever the fuck
it-
they want. Bennett can knee goalies in the head constantly. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
it was one play. It was one play. Calm down. If he had a bunch of infractions where he should have been, he would have been. They look at all the plays.
George Peros is fucking DOPS head. Like, come on. The guy doesn't care about player safety.
And who was before that? Like LaRock or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, like
yeah, like the people doing it are meatheads to begin with. But
yeah,
but I mean, again,
I know what you're getting at. We have a different thought of what's dirty and what's not, and all that type of stuff. I just wish that they looked a little harder at who is running the Department of Player Safety and looked a little bit harder, and those people looked a little bit harder when it comes to how do I say this? I guess instead of erring on the side of not suspending players for doing borderline things, maybe slap them on the wrist a little bit more, give out more 1 or 2 game suspensions just as warnings type of things, instead of letting guys get away with everything and then there's no repercussion for it.
Yeah. I think one of the bigger issues that I find with the league is they have too many gray area penalties where they're rules in general, penalties, rules where it's left to interpretation.
Yeah.
Like there's so many of those that they can clean up when like goalie interference, hooking. It's just asinine, right? The rules that there is no interpretation, like delay a game or offside or high sticking, fighting, all that stuff, right? I mean, those make sense.
There's an interpretation on high sticking, though. There shouldn't be, but there is. We literally just had that.
No, I'm talking about high stick. I'm talking about in the hitting a player. I'm not talking about high sticking a puck. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hitting a player.
Yeah,
a penalty is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like they have the rules that there is no interpretation. They all make sense. Everybody knows it. It's easy to police, or easier, I'll say, if they see it. The interpretation stuff is just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like when everybody in the ice has their own interpretation of what the rule is, that's a problem at the professional level. Like it's stupid that they can continue to do that.
Things like goalie interference and stuff
Mm.
like that.
Yeah, hooking, well, did he touch the hands? Yes. Did he touch his stick? Oh, he touched his stick, so that's not, or his stick was slightly turned. Like, fuck off. Either you hook a guy or you don't. Like, there's no interpretation there.
Also, even though it's not a penalty, kicked in goals, right? Like,
Yeah, it's another one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, to me, that's a skill play, and that should be allowed, especially though there's so much more protective gear than there was in the era of Clint Malarchuk, you know?
Right. Like, yeah. Yeah, like there nobody is calling up to the situation room to have a look at a kicked in goal because they kicked a goalie in the face.
Yeah.
If they're 10 feet from the fucking crease, like, holy shit. Like, that's and I'll always come back to that one on Coleman there a couple of years ago. That was against Edmonton, wasn't it?
Against Edmonton in the playoffs, yeah.
Like that,
He was on one
he was
foot.
on one fucking foot, and that foot apparently kicked the puck in. Like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. What? So I'm not allowed to twist my skate blade? Like,
Yeah. Turning your foot is not kicking.
Yeah. Does Bettman pick the refs that don't know the rules, or is that Toronto? The thing is I find a lot of the interpretation rules are not just the refs. It's like the goalie interference and the kicked in goals and stuff like that. A lot of the time that goes up to Toronto. Like, it actually goes up to the war room or whatever, and they have fucking no idea. There's no
It'll take them
consistency
5
from
minutes.
them either.
Yeah, they flip a coin at best, right?
But yeah, the refs are fucking awful in the NHL and have been for many, many years. I'm not sure if it'll ever get better, but it would be nice.
I mean, officiating in pro sports is bad.
Yeah.
Like baseball, they're going to bring in automatic strike callers, right? Or it's not even an umpire that makes the call, because apparently they're too fucking stupid to be able to see a strike.
Is it going to be like an AI type thing?
It's essentially, yeah.
That's
fine. And like right now, like this year, they're bringing in where the batter can actually request a review of a call.
Oh, because baseball doesn't take 17 hours already?
It doesn't anymore, because they brought in the pitch count and or the clock and everything like that, and the game's actually too fast now. Now pitchers are going
still all night.
Now, it is not. It's a fucking hour less than it's been in the past now. But
an hour less. Now they're just all night.
I mean, they were 3 hours before. Calm down. They're like 30 minutes longer than a hockey game.
Nice.
But now they're just going to injure more pitchers because they're going to have to throw quicker and faster. And how the fuck did that go in?
Just chill. I'm guessing this 2-on-1. Ooh.
I don't know that went in. That doesn't make sense to me.
It looked like it went. I'll have to see a replay, but it looked like it bounced off of Cooley. Oh,
it did too. Shit.
I still don't see that in.
It did. That's insane. Like, you hit him in the crest and went up and over his shoulder.
That's a really weird bounce right there. Maybe it bounced off of his glove.
That's weird.
What happens
we were
first?
pumping
The
his
completion
tires.
of the new arena or the Flames draft first overall? Um, with the lottery, it's so hard to tell. It like I think we're going to be right in the same area next year. Like I don't think there's a chance we're better next year than we are this year. Maybe more entertaining. Maybe we'll score more goals, but we'll probably let more in too. But
I mean, where's the goal scoring coming from?
I think it's going to be.
Are you telling me next year's per X year or what?
Well, first of all, there'll be another year of development from guys like Perek and Gradine. And we're gonna probably draft in the top 3, and they say all of those guys are pretty much NHL ready.
Right.
Strome has already helped with that, and he'll still be here next year. Yeah. I also, from what I gather, from what I've heard on the radio, anyways, I think there's a thought out there that the Flames are going to be asking Huska to be less of a Sutter type system and more freewheeling next season. So we'll see if that works or not.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the new arena or drafting first overall, it's hard to say. I'd like to say drafting first overall because that means that we'd be doing that this year or next, which would be great.
Indeed. Go Blues.
Go Blues. Welcome in, KQ. Who do we draft, Stenberg or McKenna? If we are first overall, I would have a really hard time seeing Conroy not go for McKenna.
Yeah, agreed.
Because of the Calgary connection, that he was a Flames fan growing up, because there's such a small margin between the two players, and because of the college thing that Conroy just loves college players too. But to me, it's so slim. The only real take I have on it, like I'd be happy with either, but the only real take I have on Stenberg versus McKenna is I think Stenberg is going to have a better rookie year, but McKenna is going to have a better overall career based on basically nothing other than Stenberg's been playing against men for long.
I'm like, tell me more about this insight that you have.
Yeah, I'm saying it's basically based on nothing.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be upset with either pick, but I feel like McKenna's been the stud talked about for 2.5+ years. You got to go with it.
Yeah.
Unless something drops, which it's not. It's nothing's going to change between now and the draft. I don't think that's going to be drastic enough to have McKenna fall out of the first spot.
So Ubar says, I have a feeling we are getting first overall. McKenna is my pick. Plus Van really likes Stenberg a lot from sources. I've actually heard, given it was before the Olympics, I heard this, and things have changed, being that McKenna has really, really played extremely well in the second half of the season, and wasn't really playing all that well in the first half of the season. Well, he was still playing really well. He just wasn't popping as much as some people would have liked.
Yeah.
But I've heard that Vancouver is interested in Verhoff and would be willing to maybe either trade down or reach. But that was like a couple months ago, so things change.
Yeah, I would say.
And I think that would be hilarious. I think that would be like taking Levy over Tkachuk levels of stupid. But
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting watching World Junior, right? Because McKenna wasn't flashy. No. And McKenna was not flashy at all, but just quietly went about his business and just had a brilliant campaign.
Yeah.
It was really cool to watch, actually.
What was Olofsson doing there? You just rip that puck instead of
Right?
ugh. Yeah,
It's the news too.
like Olofsson is a fine piece for a team on, for a contender that needs like a little bit of a fourth line / PP2 scorer, but like he's
Hmm.
this, yeah. I'd be pretty
Yeah,
upset if they tried to re-sign him.
agreed.
I have zero time in my life for Victor Olofsson.
Yeah. It was, please help us with our salary. Take this guy, and we went, whatever.
Yeah.
And it had better be as far as our relationship goes with him is the end of the 25-26 season.
Yeah. Matt saying Verhoff might not even be the first D taken, and I don't know if this is my hot take of the draft of this upcoming draft or not, but based on what I saw on the Olympics or at the Olympics, 17-year-old Albert Smits playing as well as he did against like the heavyweights in the Olympics on a not very good team, man, that was incredibly. I could see Smits going first. I could see Carls going first. I could see Verhoff going first. Like there is no set order this year. Like McKenna could drop to 3, Stenberg could drop to 3, and some of those defense could go higher. Like I don't think there's a very set order this year at all. But
not in the first 5 to 10 for sure. Like it truly is a deep draft, right? Which we don't see that often. It's going to be a cool draft night. That first round is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like if I want the Flames to get a forward, but I'm also very much a best player available type of guy. And if the Flames lose the lottery and cannot get Verhoff cannot get McKenna or Stenberg, I would actually be pretty pumped if they got Smits.
Yeah. I think given the fact that Calgary is now well into a new arena, I think Bettman would be far more receptive to it now. Before the arena concept was a thing, I would absolutely agree with you, but I think there's a chance now. Not saying it will happen, but I think he will allow it now.
Yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theorist when it comes to these types of things, or like refs hating Calgary or Bettman hating or rigging the draft lottery or anything like that. However, I have noticed the trend where teams with new arenas win the lottery. It happened with the Islanders. It happened with Edmonton. It's just happened. Whether that's chance or not, I don't think. I think it's chance. I think it's chance. But again, if it wasn't chance, I do think that. I mean, they're getting the World Cup of Hockey. There's a brand new arena. There's a bunch of excitement around the young players and on the team. Like I don't see why he wouldn't.
No.
Like in the past,
Exactly.
sure, but this year just seems like it makes sense. Yeah.
I agree. I'm gonna step out for a minute. I need to go grab a beer so I can have a pilsner with Fubar, and then probably have a very quick dart. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a couple.
Sure. If Bettman can allow Edmonton many blanks, surely he can allot us one. Yeah, again, like between Edmonton and New York, it kept happening, and they changed the rules. So it can't happen like it did to Edmonton. It can't happen like that anymore. But again, I think that was just really really shitty luck for us and really really good luck for them. Plus, they were like the hockey that we're watching right now from the Flames. Um, it was like that for Edmonton fans for like 10 years. Like it was bad. And I hate saying this, but it almost got to the point where I stopped making fun of them because like it was just that bad. They were making fun of themselves enough at some point. I think Chicago's getting the first overall pick just for the family ties of McKenna and Bedard. Yeah, yeah, Matt. I do think there's some good forward prospects later in the draft too. I think. I also think that there's a chance that we'd be able to package, Vegas's pick along with some of our seconds or one of our seconds or something like that. Oh wow, what a goal! Um, just in order to move up a little bit and maybe pick like a Bjork at 10 or something like that. I think there's one of the reasons why Conroy was so good with getting all those second round picks for Uyghur is that is a lot of ammunition, and it's ammunition that young rebuilding teams like, right? Like a lot of young and rebuilding teams like having an extra stab at the draft, just having extra picks, and they're willing to take a player that they have on a similar ledge in the draft a little bit later, type of thing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, it would be good to get Bjork as well. I think Vigo Bjork. He seems like a pretty undersized player, but pretty good. Are we getting another challenge? This is the what is happening today? Yeah, Malhotra, Bjork, Lawrence. So I have a take about Malhotra and Lawrence, and that's offside. Um, my take there is I think Malhotra, from what I hear, is going to for sure be a contributing NHLer. Yep, another no goal. Um, yeah, Malhotra has a ceiling, right? His ceiling isn't first liner. His ceiling is second liner, but his floor is like for sure NHLer from what I've heard, from what I listened to, the Athletic podcast, the Athletic prospects show. I read all sorts of Corey Prom and stuff and Byron Bader stuff and all that type of stuff. So Lawrence has a floor of a bust, but he has the ceiling of a first liner. And I think this team needs ceiling plays, not floor plays, right? I feel Malhotra is a floor play, whereas Lawrence is a ceiling play, and I think we need that ceiling play. So I'd rather have Lawrence than Malhotra, and I'd rather have Bjork than both. What is going on here? This is getting pretty rowdy. 3 called back goals is great for Team Tank. Yes, it is, Matt. Yes, it is. So I was listening to 960 this morning, and I'm curious what you guys all have to say in the comment section. Um, they had a question. Would you be okay with the Flames losing the lottery and going to fourth overall this year if it meant the Oilers missed the playoffs for 3 straight years? Let me know. Well, Chris, if you're missing it, come back, man. I know you got to have a smoke, but come on. No, seems like you guys are saying no. It's funny because it seemed like everybody on the text line this morning is the guys were saying it was about 90% yes, like 90% fourth overall is fine. Fuck Edmonton. I thought that was just a really funny reaction to hear from people early in the morning today. You coming back soon, Chris, or are you just going to keep commenting from the other room? Yeah, like I honestly, there is an off chance they probably won't, but there's an off chance that the Oilers could miss the playoffs this year, and I feel like if they do, I don't think McDavid's going to stick around much longer, like at all. Why would he? If they can't get to the playoffs simply because Draisaitl's missing like 15 games, that's going to be a problem for Connor, I think. Okay, welcome back, Chris. I'm gonna go grab a beer. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Apparently, I'm missing 4-1 Flames for fuck's sake. And have a dart. Get rid of the last beer I had. Grab another beer. Cheers, Fubar. Yeah, Stone's out again. Yeah. But I don't think their plan's going to work out. If they drop out of the playoff hunt, then that'd be a shame.
If Edmonton dropped out?
No, Stone.
Oh, Stone. Didn't he come back like 2 games ago? I'm not sure. You'd have to look.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it.
I think, like, I'm a big fan of Mark Stone as a player. I like those sulky kind of guys, but I think that the Oilers missing Draisaitl is a much bigger systematic problem for the team than Vegas missing Stone. Like Vegas knows how to win without Stone, whereas Edmonton almost forgot how to win this season at all. Never mind with Draisaitl.
Yeah, at least Vegas has other pieces, right? They're definitely a deeper team altogether.
Yeah. I'm going to speak this into existence. You're saying Vegas can lose all the way to the lottery. We deserve it. To me, ideally, Vegas wouldn't win another game this season, and then they win one lottery and the Flames win the other lottery, and we get Stenberg and McKenna, and then we don't have to worry about which one we take. We just take both.
I like where your head's at.
Oops.
Hard to say if that's a thing, but
I have the fridge open.
Wait a minute, what's going on here?
What with Hannah Larson?
Well, I was just trying to figure out if that pick is so the one we had this year was from the trade last year, right?
Yeah, that's from the Hanifin trade,
right?
And it's unprotected.
So that's already that one's unprotected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because there's the 2024 trade, which it had the protection on it, but now it's after that. Okay.
Yeah,
I just
it,
wanted to
it,
make
it got moved to the next year. I can't remember what the conditions were on it, but it got
yeah,
moved
they
to the
they
year.
traded it. Remember that was the pick that we got where it's ours if they don't trade it. Which I was just like, what the fuck does that mean?
It means they had something else on the go. That yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That is
Yeah.
what it was.
Like that. Yeah, like which is just asinine to me that's a thing, but is what it is. It worked out in our favor, so
Yeah.
I'll allow it for now.
With Uyghur being gone, the Kachuk trade is looking better as well. It's going to be a long. I'm looking forward to looking back at that trade in like 7, 8, 9 years time when we see some of those second round picks and what some of the more trades, like the trade tree on that is going to be nuts. I think it's going to be fun to watch and see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for sure to watch or to look at that in 3 years kind of thing.
Kind of annoyed looking at where Florida's first is this year. Why is that, Matt? Just because you wish we had this Florida's first this year instead of 2 years ago? No, okay, wait a second. No, that would have been last year. Cullen Potter, I think, is who we got with Florida's pick. And I think Gradine was Vancouver's pick for Lindholm, I think. That trade is just looking like, dude, Gradine and
that's looking great.
That trade is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Yeah. So last year we took Cullen Potter, who is injured right now, had been injured for the last few weeks, I think. But I mean, he was having a pretty good year, so I wouldn't be overly like. I don't know. It's so hard to say because like I want the Flames to get a top level draft pick this year, but like how many people who draft like how many teams who drafted the year we got Gradine drafted like in the 15 to 30 range wish they got Gradine, wish that they had reached on Gradine at this point, right? Like, so there's a chance that Potter ends up being better than you know whatever player we may or may not have gotten from Florida's pick this year if that would be a thing, but it's not. So
What do we think the chances are that the Flames actually go ahead and pick all 6 players they have in the first 2 rounds in this draft? Can you imagine having 6 players coming off entry level contracts at the same time?
well, they don't have to because you can like you have 2 years to sign them, right? 2 or 3,
Right.
I can't remember. So you'll probably sign your first, your first, second, or third overall pick, whichever one we get, fourth maybe, right away. Probably sign that guy right away. And then, the second round picks, you probably don't sign for another year or 2, right?
Yeah, potentially, depending on what you're able to get out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think they use all those picks in the draft. Like, I think they use at least one, maybe even 2 of them to trade, whether it's trading up or maybe trading for a future pick or maybe adding like maybe somebody wants one of our players and a second round pick and then we get a first round pick or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. 4 seconds will get you another first. Yeah, I mean it could.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw you
I
were
don't know.
trying to put one up there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's no, it's all good. I don't think I want to trade 4 seconds for that first pick, though. To be honest.
If it's like top 12, yeah, but if it's
Sure.
12 to 32, then nah. I feel like
Yeah.
the guys after like 15 in this draft are probably pretty similar. 15 to like 40 are probably pretty similar level prospects.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and if you look at the Rangers one is going to be, maybe potentially 2-3 picks out of the first round, anyways.
Basically a first round pick.
Yeah.
They lost today, didn't they?
I actually don't know. I haven't checked on their.
Last I checked, I think it was 4-2 for whoever they were playing against. It's Carolina. I can't remember.
Yeah. Lost to the Devils 6-3.
See, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. A first and a second moves 5 spots from the Vegas pick. And 2 gets you into 27. I don't know what that last part exactly means, but I feel like what you're talking about here is if you trade Vegas's first, like let's say Vegas picks 22nd, you could probably trade one of your seconds and the first pick and get into the top 16 type of thing.
Right.
And I feel like they're going to try and do that.
Yeah, something like that would be fine, and that still leaves us 3 of them, right? Like, do like Utah's second or something like that, where it's further down the line. I wouldn't touch the Rangers second. Unless putting the Rangers one in there gets us into the top 10, then sure, obviously you'd do it. But
yeah,
I think
it depends on where the ledge is and who's available too, right? Like,
yeah.
Knowing how Conroy likes to draft, I'd say, there's probably a guy available at 10 or 12 that he's got ranked 4th or 5th, right? Like, I think he looks for different things than most other GMs do. And he does his own scouting a lot more than other GMs do as well. So
he just likes going to games.
Yeah. Well, this has been a pretty decent game so far, honestly. There's almost been a little rivalry with the Blues for the last like 3 or 4 years, hey? Like, both teams have been kind of ass for most of it, but it kind of seems like they bring out a lot of violence in each other.
Yeah, which is interesting. There's no playoff history there. There's not much, right?
I like this.
The Mother Ruckers.
Welcome back. Get the Ruck Twins, play them with Lomberg, the Mother Ruckers line. I'd be interested. Like, again, I was saying earlier, Mickey, I think getting all those second round picks and just knowing what the range is, where Vegas's pick is probably going to end up, plus the fact the Ruck Twins play with Andrew Basha on a line in Medicine Hat, I believe. I kind of feel like they're targeting the Ruck Twins, and one of them's supposed to go in the 20-ish range, and then the other one's supposed to go, things can change, but the other one's supposed to go in the early second round. And last time I checked, looks like we're probably going to get a pick in the 20-ish range and then a few in the early second round. So I kind of think they're targeting those guys. Plus, the Flames like players that they've watched play lots, and I'm sure they've watched the Tigers play lots.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they've been in the building.
Yeah, see that's right. They do play with Basha. I was correct on that. I was pretty sure, but I wasn't positive. They do. They put Basha in the middle of that line, didn't they, Mickey? Like he plays center now.
Bash is playing center.
I believe so. I think somebody on Discord was saying that. Those guys watch all of the junior games. I don't have time to watch, so I feel like one of them was telling me that they started playing Basha at center. I'm still kind of disappointed that they put Basha in the AHL this season to start. Just because it was painfully obvious to me in the few games he played in the preseason that he wasn't ready for professional
Right.
hockey. He was getting tossed around by young men pretty easily. I kind of wish they had just started him in the WHL instead of trying him at the AHL, and then kind of he never really had a solidified role there and then just got sent down anyways. I feel like it probably would have been best for him just to go back to Medicine Hat right away.
Yeah. Yeah, let him figure it out, right? Let him develop properly.
Yeah. Especially at the time, like at the time, you know, the excuse me, the Wranglers were playing well, and like they were full, right? Like they were full of forwards. So Basha was playing bottom 6 minutes, sometimes fourth line minutes, sometimes healthy scratches. Like it would have been nice if he just got more of a role on the team, but he also wasn't playing very well, so you don't blame them for not doing it. The way Cooley lunges at pucks,
I was
it
just
is
going to
so
say,
bizarre.
yeah,
Like
he's done it like 4 times tonight.
so many goalies absorb pucks like that, but he like lunges at them like he's a fucking cougar or something.
Yeah. I bet you his kids are terrified of him. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure he's a great human being.
He
It's just such a weird
seems like
move.
the type of guy I'd like to go have a beer with for sure.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird because it also when he lunges at pucks like that, it kind of stops him from being able to absorb the rebound, and then the rebound goes out in front type of thing. So
Yeah.
like he makes do you think the puck knocks him off balance a lot? And just watching that replay again, it looked like the puck knocked him off balance.
What do you mean?
Like when the puck hit him, he didn't really lunge at it. He let the puck hit him and then fell over.
I think he's exactly like the all-star slow pitch guy, plays in the field where everything's exaggerated, will hold up on a play just so he can dive to make it look good. I think he's doing that.
You think he's a showboater?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think that. I think that's just how he plays like in order to be successful, because when he's not lunging at pucks, he's not like he's not getting them.
Yeah. I mean, when he's not lunging at pucks, it hits him in the crest and apparently rolls up and over his shoulder, which was the weirdest bounce I've ever seen.
But ooh, that's offside.
He's very successful when he's patient and stays in the crease.
Yeah.
I find
I found like
I'll
Mike
say
Smith, obviously, like none of us like Smith, but I found him to be a showboater with his glove, and Markstrom too a little bit, which is funny because Markstrom's glove didn't work. But I found specifically Smith like went out of his way to be a showboater. I don't think Cooley is like doing it with an attitude or anything, even if there is like a bit of a showboating to it. I think that I don't think he's like worried about what other people think. I think he's in his own head more than he's cares about other people. And I think Smith cares about what other people think of him more than anything else.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying he's doing it for people. I think he's doing it for himself as well. But
Fair enough.
yeah. I don't know. It's a very bizarre move that he does. Like 7 out of 10 times that he does it, it's not needed.
Yeah. Cooley and Wolf is like watching Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Oh, Chris is having. Are you okay, man? Do you need some CPR over there or some?
I might need something, man. I was sick all last week, and I'm still only like 80%. It's really weird.
So we trade Vegas's first and a second to move up 5, and then package 2 seconds for 27th overall, and still have a second. Who do we draft?
Jesus Christ,
dude! You're throwing so many, so many
what's going on there?
Things out there right now. And honestly, like I know a few of the players later in the draft, like later in the first round. I don't know many in the second round. To me, it's like I can't really say who do we draft. I know that I think they're going after the Ruck twins. But if they don't get the Ruck twins, I have absolutely no idea who they'd be targeting with Vegas's pick or with any pick we trade up for. The only one I'm fairly confident in is that they'd be going McKenna or Stenberg if they got the chance. Other than that, I have no clue, really, other than maybe the Ruck twins. But if one team decides that they're going to go after the Ruck twins, then Calgary won't get them, right? So,
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy to think that currently Vegas sits 17th. So if you move up 5,
you got another
puts my
top 12 pick.
Yeah, puts us at Christ. Yeah, that's nuts. That would put us at the Kings pick.
So, NHL. I
No,
just
that's
pulled
not
up.
right. That's not right. I totally fucked that up. That's not the Kings pick.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
No, it is. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, the Kings pick.
I just pulled up Tankathon for the first time in a while, and they really agree with me apparently because Smits went up another couple spots. He's at the 5th spot now. But like, there's a chance that some of these guys are going to fall, right? Because if you get like a top 15 pick, there's a chance that like this, this Hobart kid or the Gustafson kid or the Hemming kid, like some of these guys are going to climb up into the top 12, top 10 area. And then who falls? Like, does Lawrence fall? Does Savanto fall or Bjork fall? Like, Belchetz is a guy that I really like, but there's a chance he could fall. Like, this entire first round of the draft here is going to be really interesting to see. It kind of feels like there's a ledge after the second or third overall pick, and then everyone else is kind of like the same up until like 15. And then it's hard to say.
It's going to be a fun one to watch because I feel like there's going to end up by the time draft day hits, there's going to be 45 different lists that have the same players from 1 to 20, but they're all going to be in different orders.
Yeah, like drastically different orders.
Yeah, not like some years you're changing 2 or 3 players. Like I feel like all 20 are going to be different on everybody's list.
Yeah, you're gonna see Verhoff as high as second and as low as 10th. You're gonna see Smits as high as second and as low as 15th. You're gonna see Lawrence as high as 4th and as low as 20th. Like you're gonna see Bjork as high as 5th and as low as 20th, right? Like
Yeah.
Some people really like Lynn. I've heard Lynn could be a top 5 pick, but Tankathon has him at 13 right now. Like Oscar Hemming is 16th right now, and I've heard a lot of really, really strong things about Oscar Hemming. So I don't know.
This will be one of those years where the interviews are going to be super key for a lot of the picks.
And like a couple months ago, Ryan Rubrick was supposed to be a top 7, 8 type of pick, and right now he's at 20. Where is he? 27th. Like,
right.
You just never know what happens, right? And this Ilya Morozov guy seems to be climbing too. Like,
sports are pretty thankless, right? Have 5 bad games, and then all of a sudden you've lost 12 spots in your draft position.
And here's something. So you were talking like an hour ago about McKenna being this, being talked about for the past few years as the number 1 overall pick for sure. Like that happened with Shane Wright too, right? That happened with that happens with different players quite often. You look right now, Adam Valentini is supposed to be going in the 35 to 40-ish range. That guy was like surefire 2nd to 5th overall pick last year. And now he's like 36th, right? Like you just never know.
Yeah. I think the difference between, say, a Shane Wright and a McKenna is Wright is an arrogant prick.
Seems like it for sure.
Yeah, I suppose that would be. I'll say speculation, right?
Yeah,
and I feel like that is half of what Wright's problem was. Like he had this big chip on his shoulder when he wasn't drafted by the team that was supposed to draft him because I'm number 1. God damn it!
Yeah,
and then he just showed very quickly why. It was Montreal, wasn't it? That didn't take him.
He's not very good.
No, he's just not, right?
I keep hearing people saying, because apparently they're thinking about trading him or they're taking offers on him or whatever, the Kraken. And I keep hearing people say like we should go after Shane Wright. I'm like, yes, he's young. Yes, he's a center. No, I don't want him on my team. He's
not at all.
Not very good, and I don't like the attitude.
Yeah, exactly. He is not
like Mickey's saying here.
Need or want in the franchise, and he's not what we need in the locker room at all.
Yeah, 100%. He's got like future James Neal style vibes to me. Mickey saying I've seen Belchets anywhere from 6th to 28th. His draft range is crazy. Yeah, and he's the type of guy that if he's available with Vegas's pick, I wouldn't pick Ruck. I would 100% go with Belchets. I would even possibly consider trading up for Belchets because I'm a fan of his. He's got a little bit of that Kachuk kind of game to him, and I think that that's something we need in our system. Um,
I think this can't be overstated personally.
Yeah.
Between Conroy and Iginla kind of being a bit of an advisor, yeah, they're not drafting dickheads, that's for sure.
No. At the same point, you can't bring like people who are like complete dickheads too in, but like at the same point, Mark Messier is a fucking dickhead. How many cups did he win? You know what I mean? At some point, you need
different era, different era,
maybe to a point, but
the difference between being a dickhead and being sulky is different.
oh, for sure, yeah, no, you don't bring sulky guys in.
Yeah, and that's what Wright is. Like he's arrogant, but he's sulky, and I don't have any patience for that type of attitude.
Messier is arrogant
or in sport. Yeah. Messier was arrogant, but was elite.
Yeah.
So you're willing to give the grace on that, where Wright is arrogant and not at all elite.
Yeah.
So I was like, what are you arrogant about? Just because your mom told you were the greatest thing since sliced bread since you were 4 doesn't mean you are.
My mom told me that too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I am the best thing since sliced bread.
God damn it, Dylan. All right, so Dylan's out of here. He's gone too far yet again.
Fair. Very fair.
That's what you get.
Yeah. What Fubar says here, Conroy spent the entire Olympics scouting it, and a lot of the like I think a lot of the GMs, the NHL GMs, got like free tickets and free board to go to the to Italy and watch the games, whereas Conroy was like, yeah, no, I'll just scout instead.
Yeah.
Is your name Andrew by any chance?
Andrew
Mangiapane?
Oh, God damn it. That was bad. That was, you know what, Dylan? You're just taking it to another level. It chose to be a slice of bread. Wah, wah.
I gotta say, I know a bunch of Calgarians are pretty upset with the fact that Edmonton's getting the finals of the World Cup, but I think I'm gonna possibly head down there and go to some World Cup games. Like I don't really care about where the final is or whatever, but like I feel like I might go down and check out the new building and watch some World Cup hockey. Like I also don't really care about the World Cup, but I think it would just be a fun time.
Yeah, but you'll be in Edmonton.
No. Edmonton has the finals. Calgary has a bunch of the, like, I think they have like 5 or 6 games of it.
Right.
When
I thought you were saying you're going to Edmonton for the finals.
No. I have zero desire to go to Edmonton ever again in my life. So how about the Senators getting their draft pick back? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, sort of. So they actually got it back?
So they didn't get I think they're getting a first round pick back. I think they're getting put at 32. I could be wrong on that. Let me
So
see
he
it.
gets bounced out. Like what happens there?
Well, nobody, because there was only going to be 31 because they didn't have any. They didn't have that pick, right?
Was it this year that the
Yeah,
pick was?
yeah. Ottawa got the 32nd pick. Yeah,
I
yeah.
I thought I thought
So
that
for
draft
those
had
of you that
already
don't know,
gone by.
Ottawa traded. What's that?
Oh, go for it.
I think it was Evgeny Dadnov. Ottawa traded, and they couldn't. They didn't disclose his no trade his no trade list.
Mhm.
And then after the deadline had occurred, this is a couple of years ago, I think. After the deadline was over, Dadnov's agent was like, "Well, you can't actually trade him there because they're on the no trade list." So Ottawa got Dadnov back, and then had to
Yeah, forfeit there.
forfeit their first round pick, and then they got their first round pick back, like a week ago or so. They didn't,
But
so
wasn't
they're
that
not going to draft where they are. Like they're going to probably be a top 12 drafting team ish, but they got the 32nd overall pick, so they got a first round pick back, but not theirs.
okay? I honestly thought that was like 2-3 years ago that situation happened.
Yeah, it
I've
was.
lost all concept of time. So
No, it was that long ago. The thing is they I think they had a chance to forfeit any of the next 3 years, any one of the next 3 years, and then they ended up sliding it to this year. And then
Mhm.
once they did slide it to this year, then they complained forever and then got it back.
Yeah. So honestly, I think that's horseshit. It shows the league being weak
Oh,
and
100%.
not just following through with their own repercussions. Like that's fucking bullshit.
100%. I couldn't agree more.
Have a dart for
Um,
me, Fubar.
and I guess the big thing is because the Senators got sold, right? The team got sold to Michael
Right.
Andlauer,
That's
and
right.
then he was like a little bit aware of the situation, but then his team got punished after he bought the team. The punishment hadn't been held or handed down until after he bought the team. And then he bought it, and then he got punished, and then he's been consistently bitching about it the entire time, which as a business owner you probably should, right? I didn't inherit this punishment, and now I've gotten it because of something that happened before I bought the team, right? So I kind of get it from his standpoint, but you inherited the Ottawa Senators, and the Ottawa Senators like had Brady Tkachuk before that. So what? Were you not inheriting Brady Tkachuk? Are you not
Yeah.
inheriting the rest of the organization? Because
Yeah.
the
I think,
organization's what got punished.
yeah, exactly. You bought the organization got punished. That's that. It's just that would be the same scenarios if you bought a house. But between the time you signed it and you took possession, somebody made a hole in the wall. And so you go after the person that made the hole in the wall. No, that's not how that works. You go after the person that you bought the house from, they fix it or they compensate you for that. If
Yeah.
that is a scenario, I think, yeah, it's absolute bullshit.
I mean, it's hard to
The-
go after the person who did that because he's dead, but still. Eugene
well,
Melnick.
yeah, no, I know the person died, but his family took over the estate.
Yes.
I'm not saying that he should have been rewarded anything financial either. Like honestly, like you took over the franchise. That's it. You bought it, warts and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I think that's
I'm glad you guys are all
absolutely
watching. Let's get
third periods.
some predictions in the chat.
Do you think we're
Who is
actually
going
going
to
to get a
win and what
second
is the
goal that
score going to
counts?
be? What's that, sorry?
Think we're actually going to get a second goal that sticks, or what?
It's going to be like I think the Flames are going to lose this one in overtime. I think it's going to be a 3-2 St. Louis overtime win.
Imagine losing in overtime in a game you've scored 4 goals. Granted, at least 2 of them have been egregious on the infractions. I didn't really see the third one because I was outside. I was watching on my phone and I couldn't tell if that was truly offside. Was it offside?
It was offside. It was 100%. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens.
It was a nice
Break
finish
rules.
by Farabee, but he was definitely offside. Kadri levels of offside. I'm Googling it right now, Nikki. The Brantford Bulldogs. That looks a lot like the Sarnia Sting jerseys, actually.
Put it up on the screen. Let's see it. Share it.
I just exited it out.
God damn it. All right, hold on.
Yeah, no, it's a nice jersey though. I like yellow in hockey jerseys for some reason. I know a lot of people hate the Predators mustard jerseys, but I think it's partially because I find it fucking hilarious. Matt saying we're going to lose 4-2 with a late empty netter. I could see that happening too. 4-2. Ooh. Mickey's team tank when a win is not a win. That's how it's been for us over here on the Armchair GM podcast for the last couple of years now. I don't like the words team tank because tanking gives off the impression that the team doesn't want to win and the coaches don't want to win. I prefer team rebuild where it gives off the impression that the GM just wants to sell off assets and inherently make the team worse. But yes, for the most part, when a win is not a win, that's what we've been cheering for the last couple of years here, right, Chris?
I mean, it's this. I'm pretty sure this is our 3rd year saying it. It's our 2nd for sure, but we just want to see full effort and progression on younger players.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't get to see a lot of younger players because they keep bringing in veterans, but that's another topic for another day.
Well, I mean, we've got Perek and Brstevich and Gradin, and like we don't really have anybody else who's ready right now.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see those guys getting a little bit more ice time. It would be nice to see Zary getting a little bit more ice time. It would be nice to see Coronado trying to work himself out of this his funkies in a little bit more. But as far as roster spots are concerned, I like we don't really have anybody else who's ready to be on the NHL roster, in my opinion.
Right. That's fair. I think I still want to see
Stromgren,
more of
maybe?
Stromgren. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more of him.
Yeah, you were actually, if I remember correctly, you were really impressed with his defensive effort.
Yeah, I was. The he made a few really good
Back checks.
forward check plays or back check plays that was really impressive in my opinion.
Holy smokes. Like Cooley looks like a fish out of water sometimes, but somehow he still gets it.
Yeah. One player that I'm surprised has got a pass all night as far as players and kind of the season they've had is Perek. Even game tonight, like he's absolutely invisible.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I haven't noticed him much tonight. I think what was it, 2 games ago? He probably had his worst game of his professional career, and it wasn't even close. It was really, really bad. But I think I notice a lot more good things from him than you do. Um, on just in a lot of circumstances where he's making good stretch passes. He hasn't really made. I think he's made one good one tonight, but yeah, making good stretch passes and having like that play right there. He probably got a little bit overzealous and tried to
Yeah,
hop
and
up
watch
on the play
he
when he shouldn't have at all.
he tries that fucking hook the player to get back in the play too much. He's going to start getting called for that.
Oh, 100%.
The I don't know. For somebody that's supposed to be eventually elite, we need to see more. Like we know that he's not good defensively, and so far he has not been good offensively.
No, I mean there are reasons for that for sure. Um, him being like him being the main reason, but there's also other side reasons like who the fuck is he passing to on this team? um, like
I mean,
Backlund's on
fucking
pace, I think, to be the highest scoring player on this team. What's he going to have? Like 40 points? Like it's awful, man. It's awful.
yeah,
But
sure, but I mean, if you're supposed to be the elite defender that is supposed to be this offensive dynamo,
offensive
then
catalyst.
why aren't you contributing to help other players to get more points? He has
No,
not done that,
no, he has not.
like at all. So I
No,
mean, yeah, okay, he doesn't have elite players to play with, but he's supposed to be the fucking elite one. So make it happen.
he
Like,
doesn't even have good
are we
offensive
going to use this? Are
players
we
to
going to
play
use
with.
this
My
same
God,
excuse next
elite.
year and the year after? Like, that's a fucking cop out. He's supposed to be
No,
elite. Let's fucking see it.
he's also played like 25 games in the league, dude. Like he like give him some time to like he should be in the AHL. He should be. Um Unfortunately he's not, and you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's been great because he hasn't. I just see a lot of I see nice plays from him often. Um Not today, but in general, I've seen a lot of good plays from him often, and I'm not ready to be tough on a kid who's still learning how to play. You know, he's only ever played really against kids, and he's played what, like 25 and games against men or something like that. Like, I'm not ready to just be like, hey, you need to carry the entire weight of the Flames offense on your shoulders. Um, let's give him some time to develop before we start giving him that
I'm not
kind of pressure.
I'm not looking for him to lead the team. I'm not looking for him to be the catalyst for this team. He has 2 assists in 22 games.
Yep. He does. Again, I'm not saying he's been great, but I'm not gonna just fucking give up on him or call him a bust or anything like that because he's 25 games or whatever into his NHL career and hasn't figured it out yet. Like he's I
the elite defenders figure it out fast, and they come into the league and they do their thing.
Wasn't Makar 22 when he came into the league? Like 3 years younger or 3 years older than Parekh was when he came into the league? Like,
you mean Makar when he was 18 and he fucking destroyed us in the playoffs? You mean that?
He was not 18. But was he 18? I don't think he was. He was coming out of college where he played against men for a year. Didn't he?
I can't remember how old he was. He was not very old.
I do think that Parekh needs more work on his skating. He has elite side to side skating skills and like tricky crafty skating skills, but he's not super fast. He needs to be faster, especially if he's going to pinch on plays and join the rush all the time and all that type of stuff. He needs to be fast enough to get back. And he also needs to get stronger. So, he just turned 20, so we're gonna see how he is next year. It would be nice, and I do agree with you that he should be contributing more than he is, but I'm also not ready to chastise him for any of that. Yeah, there's no hurry with Parekh. We don't know what Huska is asking him to do. Patience, brother. What Mickey says.
So he was 20 when he fucking destroyed us in the playoffs.
Yeah, and had played an entire season against men.
Sure.
And he's also like the best defenseman on the face of the earth right now. So, Parekh's, he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to develop. Go ahead.
Again, I'm not saying he needs to be the catalyst and elite and all that stuff. He just has not been good enough so far. Because he has next to no defense to offer the team, and 2 points in 22 games has not been good enough offensively. Considering offensively is where he's supposed to be, top tier.
Yeah.
I hope he develops into something, but he's got a long ways to go.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not even going to say, next year he might not be, a really, really good defenseman.
Is he going to take a couple years eligible next year?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so that's where he should spend his time next year.
Yeah, I would assume that he at least plays, a couple of decently long stretches down there. I could see them continuously bringing him up and sending him down to give him, chances. And, if there's a long homestand and both teams are at home, they might call him up and give him a few games here and there. But I kind of feel like they should play him in the AHL unless he proves that he's way too good for the AHL. And honestly, like he played, what was it, 5 games in the AHL this year, and by the end of that, he was looking borderline too good for the AHL. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I do think that they should at least let him cook down there a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, right. And
What's that?
like I do get his age, right? But the age factor for defensemen is on the defensive side of the game, not the offensive side of the game. That's when we talk that it takes defenders a bit longer to develop. That's
It's
what
also,
we're talking about.
it's
for
also the
defense
strength
driven.
side of the game. It's like, yeah. The one thing that I will say, I don't think Parekh has an effort issue. I haven't seen him be lazy. I see him making some boneheaded decisions for sure. I see him being overconfident and making plays that he could play that he could make against 16-year-olds last year, literally last year, and be fine, but not against the best players in the entire world. So,
well, no, like and he was really good in junior as well, right?
yeah, well, that's what I meant in junior. Yeah,
Like so, like he's good at playing against players that are younger than him, just not anybody at another level.
yeah, and that's why I say give him a couple years. Like, I'm so far away from being concerned about him at all. Like, we're a team. He played one professional game before he started this year, and then he was hurt for half the year. Like, I'm not at all worried about what he's going to be. I think he'll be a perfectly good player, somewhere between great and elite. Not franchise level, not fucking Makar level, not anything like that. Not Erik Karlsson level, but he's going to be a fucking really productive player for us for many years. Just give it some time. He will only be 23 in 3 years. Blue liners sometimes take a little longer. His prime years are ahead of him. He looks like a deer in headlights at times. Yes, he does. He absolutely does. And that's something that only experience is going to fix, right? Like, if it even fixes it, maybe it won't. Who knows?
So we'll see. I mean, my hope is that he can fix his game defensively, obviously, because like even Carlson could at least somewhat play defense.
No, he can't. He never has been, and he never had. Never, ever. Karlsson has been awful defensively his entire career. Like, awful. Really, really fucking bad.
I know, and you're saying that, and you're being, you're exaggerating it for a reason. But as it stands, he is better than Parekh is currently at defense, and you know that.
Currently, yes, but he's also fucking 20 years older.
Okay, sorry, my bad. His entire career, he has been better than Parekh is now at defense.
No, not his entire career.
There is no fucking way you can say that legitimately.
I can say that.
Okay, yeah, this conversation's over. I'm not even going to continue it then. That is asinine.
Dude, Karlsson was fucking awful for many, many years. He's gotten better, sure, but he was awful defensively for many years.
This has been a boring third period.
It has been.
That'd be
Okay.
that'd be
This
something.
was
I would take that.
Okay,
Yeah. I mean,
that's ridiculous. I hope that too.
that would be amazing.
Has there been anybody that's been Nick Lindstrom 2.0?
Fine.
Like,
No, there hasn't. Come on, Wayne. There's been 3 goals called off. What are you talking about? Can't be that bad.
ooh, Coronado throwing the body.
I mean, that's something. He's never really shied away from physicality, though.
No. He's always been a guy who gets in the battle. He just, I don't know what it is about his game this year, but he's been a tough
He's been
watch.
slower. He's definitely slower than he was last year.
Yep.
Offside. Okay, get onside, fuckers.
Thought Zari's had a pretty good game. Obviously, I'm pretty biased when it comes to Zary because I think he's got a lot. He's been not very good this year, but I think he's got a lot to show and he's got a lot of skill. But I think today he's been really, really good.
I mean, off paper, he's got 2 points.
Yeah,
because he assisted on the second goal, right? The first goal that was disallowed. What are the standings here? Where's St. Louis again?
I think they're like 5 points ahead of us now.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Woolley needs to, just accidentally let something go by him here, like now.
I feel Zary will end up being traded. Our draft pool will overtake him. I kind of, unfortunately, I agree with that. I feel like it's such a weird thing with Zary. Like, people talk about Sam Bennett in this way where he always played, like, people seem to think he always played so well and then got stuck on the fourth line. But no, Bennett played awful and then got stuck on the fourth line. Zary, for some reason, I don't know what it is. He'll play like today he's on third line right wing. Yesterday he was on fourth line center. 2 games ago or a few games ago he was on second line left wing. Like, but what happens is he has a really good game and then he gets put on the fourth line. I don't know why it's like that, but it seems to be he gets demoted when he has a good game as opposed to when he has a bad game. And he does have bad games, but it's so fucking weird how Huska manages Zary and puts him, like, I think he's got this this thing going on where like he's got stuck with the you can play anywhere in the lineup, so you will play anywhere in the lineup syndrome, instead of like actually giving the guy a chance to develop anything with his line mates and with his even his position. Like, he plays all 3 positions sometimes in the same fucking game. Like, how is a guy supposed to build anything,
I feel like Zary, in a lot of ways, has been his own worst enemy. Obviously, not to it doesn't fully warrant the bouncing around in the lineup, but I don't know. I think he's he's had a lot of struggles in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
3 even. 2
No,
for sure.
no,
But
3 years
it's
ago he
been,
was really good, but
yeah, 3 years ago he was pretty decent. But yeah, last year he was not good. This year it's been very hit and miss.
it's been very hit and miss for sure. And like I hate saying this because I don't want to see him on the fourth line ever because I think he's got way too much skill to be on the fourth line. But I like at this point, if his line mates, if he plays fourth line center with Klapka and Lomberg, let's say, if that's his role for the rest of the season, I'll be happy because at least he's doing the same fucking thing every night. Give him a chance to develop with his line mates, with a specific position. Like, just give him a chance to do that instead of every game or two just putting him from third line left wing or third line right wing to first line left wing back down to fourth line center. Like, give him a fucking role.
I mean, Klapka's 11th on the team for points, for God's sake. I mean, he's playing with talent if you give him Lomberg and Klapka. Lomberg's a scorer now, in case you didn't know.
Yeah. If my memory is correct, we took all of our center prospects, showed no patience, and made them wingers, including Bennett,
Mickey, you're right.
including Zary, including Honzek. Like, yes, you are 100% correct.
All while claiming, and this goes back even to the Iginla days, right? We need a top line center. And the entire time, we're just drafting centers and putting them on the wing. Did that for, I don't know, 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? It just made no sense. Made no sense.
I'm going to put this one back up because
you,
you are 100% correct, Nikki.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy who will still to this day, even though he's had the success he's had or whatever, I still don't like Bennett as a player whatsoever. But I 100% agree that they should have developed him as the center. They probably should have developed Zary as a center instead of at 7 different positions. They probably should have developed who's the other one I'm thinking of? I literally just said his name. Honzek. Honzek is a center. That like they need centers in the organization, but they refuse to let guys develop into centers. It makes no fucking sense to me.
And also, Mickey, can we say the linesman? Does the linesman get one? No, I'm kidding. Of course, see, we're actually offside.
Honestly,
who gets the first start tonight? Yeah, fair enough.
I would say so far probably Cooley 1, Zary 2, and I don't know. I don't know who'd be 3. Probably Blue.
Whoever scores the game-winning goal.
Yeah. Not Hofer. He's let fucking like 4 goals in. They just haven't
not
counted.
Not Coleman. Not Coleman. We had the man advantage, for fuck's sake. Go ahead and hit a guy in hockey. Oh, yeah. Why would you do that in hockey? Hit a guy like that. Didn't he touch the puck? No, he did not. Never mind. Okay. Well, fuck. There it is. That's the Flame season right there. 25 seconds on the power play. Cut it short. But that being said, we wanted this season to kind of end up this way, so that's okay. I think at some point, Coronado's kind of got to lose his standing in the lines and kind of get dropped down to the third, fourth. He's been given a lot of grace over the majority of this season, and I'm not entirely sure why.
I am back.
There you are.
Yeah, Honzek was definitely
definitely
drafted as a center.
Yeah.
And as KQ is saying, our development. Actually, I don't know if he's saying it better be improved, but I think it has improved. Now, just our development and scouting has improved, I think, quite a bit.
I think our scouting has definitely. I don't know about development yet. More like our development's improved because we're still signing veterans and including veterans on trades and stuff. So we're not really allowing guys to come up, but which they I guess that gives them more time to develop if that's what's going on there. But we'll see.
I don't know. Again, like I don't think Stromgren is ready either. I don't think Perek is ready. Like honestly, like I think our drafting is good, and we haven't got to the point where many of Conroy's draft picks are ready to go. It just hasn't been long enough that he's been GM yet. But when it comes to the development, I think you look at guys like Reshny. Nobody thought Reshny was going to have as good of a year as in college as he's had. Potter was pretty good in college this year until he got hurt. Wittenbach, like I don't know if how much of his development is on the Flames, but probably not much, to be honest. But he's been really good. The guys on the Wranglers are just not ready, and most of them are still like tree living draft picks or whatever, right? Or just free agent signings like fucking Hunt and Ferk and whatever. But
will this be Conroy's third draft or fourth?
Third?
I think it's third as well. Yeah. Third, so I mean, it'll be another year or two before his picks are ready to go. And it's funny because we're still waiting on Tree Living's picks to develop. Yeah. From 4+ years ago.
As Shane is saying, Perek needs a year in the A. Yeah, I think he needs most likely to at least start the year in the A and probably have a couple of stints down there. I don't know if he needs an entire year. We'll see how his summer goes. If he's puts on a bunch of muscle and works with the skating skills coaches and stuff like that, there's a chance he won't need an entire year, but I do think he's going to need at least a couple of pretty decently long stretches down there just to just to develop, basically. Get comfortable playing against men. Like he's clearly still outclassed. When his offensive flair shows, it shows, and it's great. But there's way more to his game that needs to round out before he's really NHL ready.
Yeah, I think Matt might be right. I think this is his fourth draft. So Honzek was his first, right?
Honzek, yeah, no, that is right. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
Honzek,
call
like,
Matt.
and Honzek has been injured like
Is ready.
90% of the time, but developed into a perfectly good fucking third line winger, even though he was injured
Yeah.
for most of his development time. Like,
Well,
I think
including this
you
whole
liked
season,
Honzek, didn't
right?
you?
Yeah, no, I think Honzek. I think he'll be a very good middle six guy, but
Yeah.
again, he just hasn't played enough because he's always fucking injured. God damn it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Jack West, it's going right now. Yeah, to be fair to him, the Honzek draft was also, I don't know if you can really, like, yes, he made the pick, but like Tree Living did the work there, right? Like,
Yeah,
not
there
the
was
work.
like 3 weeks, right, or whatever it
Yeah,
was, 4 weeks before
yeah,
he was in on the draft room floor. So I mean, it's not like he had any body of work other than the fact that he was assistant to the GM. So I mean, he was there and he knew everything that was going on, but
yeah,
still,
for sure.
it wasn't his. It wasn't
It
his
wasn't his call.
to mold, right?
I feel like he was assistant to the GM, but his main job for like the majority of the time he was assistant GM was college scout.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
Oh, see, like, it would have been like, I don't even care if Olofsson scores or not, but like that exact situation is what you want to see Olofsson score on. Or you just want to see Coronado take that shot.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck Olofsson. I mean, given. Oh yeah, are they calling it? They are. Yay. Given Coronado's ability to release and his shot, I think he takes a shot or should take the shot. But that being said, he's been snake bitten for majority of the year, so I understand why he's not doing so. Right? So it's
Yeah. Oh, is that going to be 4? It doesn't really matter. There's only 2.5 minutes left.
right.
It's nice to see Zary in overtime, though. Don't know why Olofsson was in on overtime, but here we are.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say Olofsson's playing ahead of Zary in overtime, so that's interesting. It's that veteran presence. That's all there's. That's all there is to it.
Veteran fourth line healthy scratch guy.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're not winning games. Why are we not winning games?
He also took more. Yeah. So did Conroy take those 2? Yeah, he did, because that was the Toffoli trade that gave us the pick that got Suniev, I believe. So, yeah, I'm not huge on Suniev. I'm not sure what he's going to be. I think he has a really hard time skating with any sort of speed or urgency. He looks clunky, but he can score, so that's good. But Morin, I think, is another guy who kind of like Basha, who probably should have just been in junior all season, but they instead they kind of fucked him around at the AHL level and had him in for a game and then sitting for 3 and then in for 2 and then sitting for 3 type of thing. So yeah, I like Etienne Morin. I think he's got lots of potential, but I think that it's almost a wasted year for him.
Yeah, pretty well.
Why did they need to call up Suniev KQ? Like, I know he had one really good game where he scored a couple of goals the other day, but has he been like he hasn't really been that good, man, like all season long. He's kind of just a guy at the AHL level. He's not even a dude at the AHL level. He's just a guy.
So he first needs to upgrade to dude, and then he can make it. All right.
The levels are first level is guy, then second level is dude, and then third level is buddy. I don't know. Ooh. Okay, well, Hofer's been playing better ever since I said he sucked. Knowing Murray Edwards, Huska will get the team competitive, or Huska will get them competitive, get fired, and then bring in Tortorella to smoke the club in 2 years. I'd be pretty upset if we had Tortorella ever. I don't know. I'm a fan of heels of bad guys, and Tortorella plays that really well. But I don't think he's the right type of coach. I don't think Huska is a bad coach whatsoever. I just don't think he's good for a rebuilding team. I think he'd be a lot better for a kind of like a team on the upswing, like what the Flames should be in like 3 or 4 years. Shane, you think Murray is okay with a rebuild? Do you think so, Chris? Are you muted? You might be muted.
I figured nobody wanted to hear what I had to say, so I figured I'd mute myself. Anyways, kidding. I think Murray is okay with allowing Conroy to make decisions temporarily.
Temporarily, yep.
As long as things start to progress, I think he'll be fine with it.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, this is an adult show, so you're more than welcome to say trash or garbage or shit.
Looking terrible,
bad.
Matt. Fine.
He's definitely not very good.
We don't have to be British here. He's bloody rubbish.
This team fell off a cliff after Uyghur and Anderson left, do you think? And Kadri, I like maybe after Anderson left because he was having a good year, but like Kadri and Uyghur leaving, like they already weren't good before they left, man. I don't know. Anderson
off a cliff, but like
there's definitely a little like they stepped off a curb.
Yeah, they tripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just effectively it was just an ice time juggle that they had to contend with. As far as talent goes, they haven't really lost much.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe one. We might have one more win if Kadri was still here, but like here's the thing. Kadri was the laziest, shittiest player on the team for about a month and a half to 2 months of this year. We have about 10 less points than we should have this year because Kadri decided to check the fuck out. Fucking awful. I am so happy I don't have to watch that guy play hockey anymore.
Yeah, but if you go to Greg's house, you're going to have to watch it.
Yeah, well, I won't be in Airdrie anytime soon, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this obviously having a power play helps, but majority of this OT has been in St. Louis's zone.
Has
So that's a plus, right?
looks like it's probably going to a shootout, which is the worst. I can hate them, but
Yep. But
see, I'm going to argue with you on this one.
Julian.
He says this is what a rebiggle looks like. There's going to be a lot of ugly hockey ahead, and it'll all be worth it. No. The previous 2 years is what a rebiggle looks like. This right now, for the last 3-4 weeks, this is a rebuild. There's no longer a rebiggle. That word has been retired. It's done. Thank fucking Christ. It's a rebuild, finally. But yes, the second half of your statement there. There's going to be a lot of ugly hockey ahead, and it'll be worth it. I could not agree more. Could not agree more. And yeah, Fubar, you did say Kadri would be moved. I'm still shocked. Kadri was moved because, again, before the trade deadline, or before a week before the trade deadline, I guess, the Flames had shown a real reluctance to trade anybody who had term left on their contract for several years. They haven't done that. So I was surprised that they did that twice in a week, and actually quite happy. As much as I like Weegar, he was having an awful year, but I like Weegar as a whole. His Flames tenure was way better than the last couple months of his Flames tenure. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Weegar, but I'm happy that Conroy was able to get some value out of those two players, for sure. Especially with how much term was left and their ages. Yeah, very, very impressive.
That was frosty.
Frost coming down on a penalty shot and just kind of whiffed it over Hofer's pads.
Yeah, totally shit the bed there. All right, here we go. We got neighbors coming in. Are we rooting for Cooley to save this or what? And he does.
Yeah, you're still a few seconds ahead of me, so he's just taking a shot.
Sorry.
You guys want some play-by-play? Maybe Chris has to do it because he's a little bit ahead of me.
All right, here comes Farabee. He's coming in. Head of steam. Slows it down. He shoots, he scores because Farabee's a goddamn stud. At least that's what Dylan tells me.
Oh, that was a nice shot too.
That was a nice shot. Yeah.
That was a nice move. That was confidence right there.
Yeah, there is no fucking around on that. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, Cooley with the save. Beauty. I feel like, I mean, if we score on this one and take the win, or if Cooley is able to make the third save, then he clearly gets number one star. I mean, I think he gets number one star regardless, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Cooley and Zary, and I don't know who the third would be.
It'd be Gradine here. And a nice shot too. What a nice release. Just a simple wristers from 12 feet out or 10 feet out. That's beauty.
Oh,
that's a game.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Look at these kids. Look at these kids
Res-
and veterans and fucking Flames winning when they should be losing. God damn it.
That was a
Now
beautiful shot too.
that was a nice shot. Now
Like
the
to see
Blues
him
are only
shooting a little
four
bit
points
more
back.
during the game.
Yeah, right. That was a beauty shot. And just he knew it too, right off the stick. Love it. I do like his confidence.
I like both
I-
him and Farabee's shot was really nice too.
Yeah. I think Gridin's going to be a really fun player to watch for a number of years.
I agree.
I'm gonna give him he's gonna be the Hawk and Lube of this era or of this team.
I think he's going to be.
I think he's going to be extremely exciting, and yeah, no, I really have a lot of high hopes for Gridin. I think he's going to be really good.
I think he's going to be the Mike Camilleri of this era.
I feel like he sets up more plays than Camilleri. Camilleri was the sniper.
Camilleri was the sniper, but he also knew when to not shoot. Right? He could make nice plays as well.
But I agree, Mickey. I agree. God damn it, we won. What a good game. Good job, guys. Good job.
I love how Hofer got like 3 goals called off of him and he still managed to get second star.
Yes,
I
sir.
really
Yes,
love
sir.
that you guys all came in and watched the game with us today. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And as Matt will tell you, make sure you turn on the notification bell. Otherwise, you will miss these streams we do every so often. But yeah,
Matt didn't miss this one. Attaboy, Matt.
yeah. Make sure you guys go check out Afterburner or the 960 post game show. But we have to get going. So thanks a lot for joining, and good Flames win. Go Flames, go. Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Cheers. Go Flames.